Hey y'all, I know I'm late. I didn't do last week's video. Sorry, 2 weeks. And then I didn't do this past Friday. Forgive me. It's blame my mind, not my heart. My son's going into the army and I have had to get so much paperwork filled out and make sure he has so much stuff. But that's neither here nor there. I am gonna do the combination of season 3, episode 14 and 15. So hold on and let's go. So Sean and Destiny, is that his name? Yeah. So he comes in after they had that big fight and she punched him in the face. He thought she was going to leave because she said, I'm leaving because you're a liar. I'm looking at my notes. I'm trying to, make sure I have it all together. And I get Sean's concern. He is concerned about this money, but she is feeling like that's the only reason why I'm around and you don't care about me. You only care about the money. That's a big part. But if you couldn't overlook that and let her breathe, then you shouldn't have did what you did for her. So she's like, I want us to work. Because he comes in the house and he's like, Destiny, oh my God, where is she? Where is she? Oh, did she leave me? I'm on $50,000. You did it. You did it. You took a risk, and that's a huge ass risk. Anyway, she was in the back in the hot tub. And she goes, I wanted to work, but I just need you to calm down and chill out. Like, I'm trying to change my life. But you lie so much. You lied about your age. You lied about your kids. You lied about your ex. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to do better. And I'm just like, because you lied about your kids, we done. That's one thing you should not ever lie about. If I start dating somebody and they're like, oh, how many kids do you have? I don't got no kids. And then because somebody asks you a question that prompts you, you say, oh, yeah, I got 2 more. What? No. Because that means you lie about anything. Because a kid is major. Anything else is small. But whatever. Then they have to go and fly to Oregon for her hearing. And because that's what she said, she cut the ankle monitor off and she mailed it back. She thinks she can get 1 to 2 years for it. The attorney's telling her, no, you good. Just come and appear and, we'll get it dismissed. And then her sister, so they're flying on Southwest. They go over there and her sister calls as they're driving to the, I guess, Airbnb that they got or hotel. And she's like, oh, let's have a girls' night tonight since you in town and I haven't seen you in forever. Here he go. Oh, you think you should do that? Oh, you should stay here with me. Oh, don't go out because what if you don't make it back? What if something happens? I get the concern, Sean, but you have to get off my neck. Like, she's been imprisoned for a long time. And you keep trying to confine her and keep her trapped like a little animal in a cage until this hearing is over. Ain't gonna work out. And she keeps telling you can't tell me what to do. So they go out and then he's still, before she goes out, well, you got to come back. Be back here. Don't do this. Just be careful. Just this. And then they go out to drink and they're having a good time. Of course, she has his credit card. And she's just like, yeah, he's getting on my nerve. Like, I don't like being in relationships because people try to control you. And then she says, that's why I like being locked up because you can do what you want to do. You don't really have to listen to nobody. Girl, what? Who says that? Who says I'd rather be locked up? Her. And then it's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and she still ain't coming home. She is young. You are old. Young people can hang out till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and be able to function after drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning. Not I, said the cat. That was me back in the day. He old. He don't know. He don't understand. He don't remember. So she ends up not coming home and staying at her sister's house. And he's at the courthouse and it's like 8:23 and he's pacing. Oh my God, where's Destiny? Where is she? He keeps calling her. She's declining the call. At 8:27, they pull up. I'm like, y'all got 3 minutes. Y'all really playing? Y'all really playing like you always supposed to be at the court on time. And then it went off from that. But he's just like, I have almost $100,000 tied up in her and I don't want to lose her and my money. But okay. Quaylon and Chevelle. Chevelle needs to, she like a whole man. I'm sorry. Call thing a thing. She looks like Bismarcky with a wig. A bad wig at that. And her little badass daughter. But whatever. So he's been out 2 weeks when they show him and her. and him in this damn funky ass jail coat. Chevelle bought him a whole car, $5,000 car. You can't buy him a whole coat? I'm over that coat. That's a jail walk in the yard coat. I'm over it. And the little girl said it smelled, right? Okay. So she's saying he's been acting standoffish. He's not talking like he used to be. And they go to the zoo, with the little girl, Maila. And she's like, oh, does it make you want to be a family and and our future together? Girl, we at the zoo. He walked with you to the zoo. He ain't at no courthouse, no chapel. Sit down. Like, you so thirsty and desperate just to be married to this man that you don't even really know like that. But okay. So, and she still is on his neck. Like, you all right here. Y'all have to understand, people who are in jail, who have been in jail, have been confined in a cell. Whether it's lockdown, whether it's regular jail, and you only have 2 spaces to go. Your small cell or the open area, or maybe the rec room. I don't know if the prison he was in had arts and crafts and a TV room. I don't know. But I'm just saying she has to get off his neck because you all right here. Get off of him. Get off of him. It's so frustrating. And he's like, Chevelle, just leave me alone. Like, you have to get off my back, basically. So she's just like, so he breaks the news to her. He's like, I'm overwhelmed because everybody wants me to be everywhere. His family wants him in Texas. She wants him over here. And so he tells her, listen, I'm going to Texas. Round trip or one way. Bitch, give me a minute to finish my sentence. He said, I don't know. I want to go spend time with my family right now. I haven't seen him in 12 years, 17 years. Beyond 10 years. I want to spend time with my family. At that point, you should have said, okay, cool. How long you think about staying? He says, I don't know. All right, fine. But you have to know that he was going to go back to his family for a little bit. You have to know that. And he's just like, I'm going. It's not up for debate in the conversation. And she's like, well, if you go, it's going to be a one-way ticket. And she's like, and he's like, okay, do what you got to do. He don't care. He don't care. He love you, but he don't love you. He love you, but he not going to be enough for you to just be like, yeah, you can sit right here and I'm going to come over here. And then we're going to be. That's not how that works. You can't keep pushing this man and think it's going to work out well for you. Well, he don't communicate right. So she threatens him with, if you step back, I'm going to step back. Girl, go. You got a whole kid and a whole truck that you can't do nothing with. Go. He don't care. He don't care. He don't have nothing. He don't owe you nothing. He going to his family house where he got something over there and he good. Like, he don't, come on. You sound stupid. Lindsay and Scott. So Lindsay is calling halfway house, so she has to call, I guess, every week to check in, and she can only go to the property line of, I guess, the grass where the house is. And she said it's annoying because she has to charge it for 2 hours. She can't do it when she's sleeping because it keeps falling off. So she has to sit by a wall, basically, to charge her ankle monitor. So she said, oh, Scott and I haven't been intimate, so I'm going to get in the tub. And she's in the tub with her foot outside the tub. And I'm like, I mean, whatever it takes. And then she starts drinking wine, and she goes, oh, why haven't we had sex yet? And he's like, oh, I was trying to give you time and space. He's like, trying to be a gentleman. Like, I don't want to be on your ass as soon as you get out, and then you think that's all I really wanted. And she's like, no, Scott has a nice body because he played soccer in high school over 25 years ago. Whatever floats your boat. If it floats your boat, it floats mine. Let's be on the sail together. And then he finds this book let me go back. She tells him to get in the tub. He gets in this tub, and then they try to get intimate, and then her beep, 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 her ankle monitor goes off. Guess who got to get out the tub and go charge it? So she gets a towel, and she's sitting next to the wall, and he's next to the wall. She turns the camera, and that means they're about to get busy. Then it goes to the part where she's talking about, he said, I found your little book, being nosy, and he read some of it. And she keeps talking about, I used to read books all the time. I didn't have Instagram and Facebook to look at funny things and funny stories. So when I read a book, I always wrote it down. And I'm like, girl, you sound so stupid. Because the book she read is pages of it. So you wrote down a whole 2 chapters? Like, it's a lot of words about a lot of stuff that sounds exactly like your situation. That's what he said. He goes, "You're not gonna pass this one off on me. You're not gonna pass it off on me, because how can I believe that?" A quote from a book is, "This too shall pass." Period. Then you write the name of the book. She still has yet to tell him the name of the book. She keeps saying, "Look it up. Google it. Look up the book." What book? Like, I tried to find it because I wrote down one sentence, and I ain't found the book yet. So what book? Then she gets frustrated because he's not believing it. And part of the line that I looked up was, "He's an egomaniac. I can play the game with the best of them." That should have come somewhere and come nowhere. What book? She gets pissed off. She calls the parole officer, asking she change her location to her aunt's address. And they're like, "Yeah, it'll take 3 days." And today is, I guess it was a Friday, because she says the guy said they had gone for the day. So call back on Monday. And she gets pissed off. "I have places to go. I don't have to be here. But yet here you are." So she starts crying, and she's like, "Well, I didn't even really want to be here, but you told me you had a place for me and my daughter, and I haven't ever been without my daughter in the same house, and it's not fair. So, you supposed to make this place a home for me and my daughter, and you haven't done that yet." And he's like, "So you're saying once the house gets finished, you'll act better and you'll be happy?" Crazy. Then we got Dylan and Heather. Let me tell you something. Dylan said, "I done fucked up. I done fucked up church's money," because that girl is insane to the membrane. Like, something's really not clicking, and something is wrong with her. They leave Aunt Diane's house, who is 93 years old, on oxygen, and he was being really nice to this older lady, listening to her, talking to her, looking through the old photo books. You know, when you go to somebody's old house, they pull out the photo albums and they want to start showing you this and that. That's what he was doing. This woman is letting a man she don't know in her house, a felon at that, for 5 years, that Heather don't know, and stay in her house because her house had a flood. And you mad and jealous that she might try to get a piece of him? So they leave to go to a hotel, and he apologizes, and she's driving all, erratically, and just driving a bit much. So she's like, "You were so doting and attentive when you were in jail. You talked to me every day, and now I can't even get 5 minutes with you." Y'all women, again, with they in jail. They have nothing else to do but talk to you and write to you. He's now out in the free world from 5 years. Again, get off his neck. Get off his neck. So she's like, "Well, we're going to go to a hotel so we can have sex." That's the whole big premise of they can have sex. Then they get a phone call from her aunt. The parole officer is at the house. "We're coming. Traffic is really crazy." And then she gets into high gear, and she sits up, and she's driving all crazy. And he's like, "I can go back to jail because you wanted to leave somewhere because your 93-year-old aunt was talking to me. I can go back to jail because of you." "Well, it's your fault too." Bitch, no, it's not. No, it's not. I was fine where I was. They come flying back. The guy waited, and he tried to shake his hand, and the guy was like, "Oh no, we don't do that. Where's your paperwork? Do you have a cell phone?" He's like, "Yeah, it's hers." "Is it on?" He's like, "Yeah, turn it off." Okay, whatever that was. And he goes, "I'm doing you a favor. I ain't gonna cuff you right now, but you need to be here." So he's thankful, and Heather's like, "I can't do this for another 5 years." All right. They go back in the room, and of course they start having sex, and it's like your aunt and both of your aunts are standing right by the door, sitting by the door, and they're listening, and you hear all this noise. Awkward. You couldn't wait like 5 more hours when they sleep? You couldn't wait? But Dylan did it to yourself. Christiana and John, she's asking him, can her sister, who's been on drugs, has been in an abusive relationship, and her mom stay with him because they're both in a bad place, and she hates to ask him to do this, but she needs to because they need to get out of the situation. She's still at the halfway house, and he's talking about how he puts money on the street for her to find with her name on it, and his friends are like, "Is that wise?" Because she's out in the street. She can go and do things that aren't what she should be doing or buying at that, is what I'm trying to say. and be careful who you let in your house. And he's like, well, I'm a Native American, and I'm walking the red road, and I feel sorry for them. And as a husband and a provider, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm gonna let them stay. And then he gets a call at 4 a.m. Christiana left the halfway house because she was stressed out. She was using. So he's like, maybe if I find her, we can go and, go to Tahiti or somewhere where they can't extradite her back to the States. Yeah, okay. Then we got old Cat Daddy. You know I love me some Cat Daddy, boy. Cat Daddy, Shonda, and Tyrese. They show Shonda in this house, and the picture and the image is a picket fence. I'm planting flowers. I have a little sundress on. And they finally get her to talk because I guess the production couldn't find her. And they're like, thank you for taking the interview. She said, you're welcome. And he's like, so what happened? And she goes, when he came in that blue suit, it was a turnoff. I'm like, that blue suit, listen, he should have came there with some sweatpants on and a wife beater and his 8-ball jacket that he always be wearing. And she said when she kissed him, she didn't feel anything. And she's taking steps to get her life together and to have a better life. And I think she got a new man because she didn't hear from him in, what did he say, 2 months, 2 or 3 months? You don't have anything. He gave $200, but in 2 to 3 months, you have enough for a whole house. Just asking. So the production says, do you want to call him? She goes, yeah, I owe him that. So she calls him, and he said, hey, girl, what happened to you? And she was like, oh, I'm sorry I did it to you, but, you deserve better. And I'm so sorry, but we can be friends. I won't be your friend, girl. Just bye. And he get mad, hang up the phone. Catfish, got him. That Cat Daddy, your kids told you. And you think I would let a motherfucker use me? That's what he said. You did. You did, Tyrese. You did. And he just said, I wanted her to be honest with me, and she wasn't honest. Whatever. And then the production says, are you talking to another guy that you were talking to when you were in jail? And she looks to the side with a little smirk, and she's like, I've moved on. Which means, yup, he got money, and I'm good right now. But we told Cat Daddy. So, the last but not least, Maurice and Jessica. So we know that Jessica's pregnant. Yeah, that's your husband. You can get pregnant. But your husband ain't got shit. He got a kid that he ain't got shit for. So you're going to have another kid that he ain't going to have shit for times 2. And a newborn baby is so much more expensive than a kid that's like 5, 6, 7 years old. So they go into her parents' house, and she's like, remember, don't tell them anything. Don't tell them I'm pregnant. Don't tell them anything. I want to tell them when I want to tell them. I'm like, I'm sure you got to try to sugarcoat that shit and make sure it looks all pretty when you say, I'm pregnant by my husband who's fresh out and ain't got a job. I'm sure you want to do that. So he's talking to her dad. They're in the garage, and he's teaching him how to weld. And he's like, oh, he's such a good role model for me. I never had my dad in my life. And he's like, so what's going on? And then like a sucker, Maurice tells him what him and his wife said they wasn't going to do, and told him, yeah, I'm expecting, he's pregnant. And he was like, well, I don't know what to say. And he said, but I'm not raising no more kids. And he's like, yeah, I want to get a job. I want to take care of my family. I don't want to go back to jail no more. Like, that's not in my vocabulary no more. I'm going to do the right thing by whatever. So the father is like, okay, I want him to prove to me that he says what he's about. So he says, do I have your permission to get married to her again the right way? Because in jail, it was like, do you, we do, get married and be done with it. So he says, but I don't have no money right now. I'm broke with no job. Then Daddy Jessica goes and pulls this wad of $100 bills out his toolbox. I'm like, is that what y'all do? Y'all put money in a toolbox in the garages? Let me know, because I'm curious. And he gives him, he said rent and money for a ring. I think it was $1,000. So I guess her rent isn't that much, and her ring ain't gonna be that much either, but whatever. And the father says, I'm going to test him to see if he's gonna do what he says he's gonna do and not lie to me and prove himself. Of course, hood Negro Maurice. I'm about to get this money. I'm gonna flip it, made like $3,000, and I'm gonna do. You had just told this man, but okay, cause he's so black and ghetto at the same damn time. Not that the two always go together, but he just, man, I ain't never had nobody give me half this amount of money, a piece of this money. Man, I really appreciate this, man. Oh man, oh man. And Maurice says to him, before I die, you get your money back. Before you die. What? Why? I'm gonna ask a dumb question because it irritates me. You wanted her to get pregnant to have your baby, but she don't have a job at first. You've been out about 5 weeks. I think the thing said. Why is the first thing comes out of a jail person's mouth is, I want to get her pregnant, have my baby. That's all I got, y'all. I ain't got no more. I'll talk to y'all again next week about the episode's going to air tomorrow. And then November 20th is when the old cats come back. And we see what's going on with them. I am loving WeTV for giving us this little break and then giving us more. Because TV has been sucking for COVID. But anyway, like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for watching. Bye.